It's 3 a.m. Your baby is asleep on your chest, warm and weightless. Their tiny fist is curled against your collarbone. To the outside world, nothing is happening. They're breathing softly, you're holding them. But inside that small head pressed against your heart, something is unfolding that will never happen this fast, this completely, ever again. In the first 28 days of life, your baby's brain is building itself around you, and most parents have no idea what's actually happening. Most mothers are told that the newborn stage is about survival. Feed, change, sleep, repeat. And those things matter, but they're missing the real story. The newborn brain is not a blank slate waiting to be filled later. It is the most active construction site in the entire human lifespan. In this video, 9 critical brain changes happening in your baby's first 28 days, what they are, why they matter, and what most parents accidentally interrupt without knowing. By the end, you will never look at a sleeping newborn the same way again. 1. The synaptic explosion. You watch your baby sleeping and you see stillness, a tiny body doing almost nothing. But inside their skull, something staggering is happening. More than 1 million new neural connections are forming every single second. Most parents assume brain development happens gradually over years. Here's what's actually happening. Researchers at the Harvard Center on the Developing Child have documented that during the earliest months of life, the human brain builds synapses, the tiny bridges between brain cells, faster than at any other time in life. The environment you create in these 28 days isn't enriching their brain later. It is shaping which connections survive and which ones disappear forever. Every soft word, every steady heartbeat they rest against is being wired in. 2. Your voice carved into their auditory cortex. You lean over the bassinet and whisper their name. They stir, maybe their eyes open. You think they recognize your voice because you've been talking to them since they were born, but the truth goes deeper. Psychologists Anthony DeCasper and William Pfeiffer at the University of North Carolina demonstrated that within hours of birth, newborns distinguish their mother's voice from any other woman's voice and actively prefer it. They learned it in the womb. In the first 28 days, that preference locks into the auditory cortex, the part of the brain that processes sound and attaches meaning to it. Your voice is not background noise to your baby. It is the first sound their brain ever decided mattered. 3. The scent that becomes home. Your baby has been rooting against your skin for the last 10 minutes. They stop the moment their cheek lands on fabric that smells like you. Most parents assume newborns respond to smell the way adults do, pleasant or unpleasant. Here's the science behind this moment. Research by Benoit Schall at the French National Center for Scientific Research found that within days of birth, newborns recognize and prefer the scent of their own mother's skin and breast over any other. This isn't preference, it's imprinting. Their olfactory system, the oldest, most primal circuit in the brain, is writing a math of safety, and your scent is the landmark. In their mind, you don't smell like a person, you smell like home. That's the first layer. Now we go deeper. 4. Your vagus nerve is being tuned by your touch. You hold your baby's skin to skin. Their breathing slows to match yours. You feel them soften into your chest. You think they're comfortable, nothing more. The reality is deeper. Stephen Porges, who developed polyvagal theory, showed that the vagus nerve, the long nerve that runs from the brain through the heart, lungs, and gut, is being calibrated in these early weeks through steady, safe contact. The vagus nerve is what tells the body it's okay to exhale, to digest, to rest. Every time you hold your newborn against your bare skin, you are not soothing them. You are literally teaching their nervous system what safe feels like, setting a baseline they will return to for the rest of their life. 5. Their stress thermostat is being set right now. Your baby cries. You pick them up within seconds. Someone tells you you'll spoil them. Here's what the research says about this moment. Michael Maney's laboratory at McGill University spent decades documenting how early responsive care shapes the HPA axis, the system that regulates cortisol, the body's stress hormone. Babies whose cries are answered consistently in the first weeks develop a lower resting cortisol level, a more flexible stress response, and a nervous system that bounces back faster from challenge. Babies who are left to cry develop a thermostat stuck slightly too high for years. You are not spoiling your newborn. You are installing the internal setting that will decide, decades from now, how they handle a hard day. And that's only half the story. The next 3 changes happen where you can't see at all. 6. The 8 to 12-inch world. You feed your baby. They stop sucking for a moment and stare up at your face, eyes wide and unfocused. You wonder what they're seeing. Here's the truth behind this moment. Newborns can only clearly focus on objects 8 to 12 inches away, which is almost exactly the distance from the breast to the mother's face. Research pioneered by Carolyn Gorin and expanded by Mark Johnson showed that within hours of birth, newborns preferentially track face-like patterns over any other visual stimulus. This is not coincidence, it is design. Your face is the first thing their visual brain was built to see. In those quiet feeding moments when they look up at you, they are memorizing the contours of the person who is becoming, neurologically, the center of their world. You've seen what's happening outside, now look at what's happening inside. 7. The gut-brain axis is writing its first draft. You feed your baby. You hear the small sounds of digestion. Most parents think of feeding as nourishment and nothing more. The research reframes this completely. John Cryan at University College Cork, one of the leading researchers on the gut-brain axis, has shown that the microbiome, the trillions of microorganisms colonizing a newborn's gut in the first weeks, communicates directly with the developing brain through the vagus nerve and the immune system. The bacteria being seeded through skin contact, breast milk, and the environment in these 28 days help shape the neurochemistry that will one day underlie mood, stress resilience, and even attention. Your baby's brain isn't only being built inside their skull, it is being built from the inside out, starting in their belly. 8. 2 hearts, 1 rhythm. You carry your baby against your chest in a wrap. After a few minutes, they stop fussing. You feel them relax. What you can't feel is what's happening in both of you. Ruth Feldman at Bar Ilan University has spent her career documenting what she calls biobehavioral synchrony, the way a newborn's heart rate, breathing, and stress hormones begin to align with the caregiver holding them. Within minutes of close contact, 2 separate nervous systems start operating as one regulated system. Your baby is not calming down, they are borrowing your calm. Their tiny body has not yet learned to regulate itself, so it outsources the job to yours. This is why you are irreplaceable in these first weeks. You are not soothing your baby, they are your nervous system. 9. The memory they will never consciously remember. Your baby won't remember any of this. Not the 3 a.m. feeds, not the skin-to-skin hours, not the endless rocking. You, exhausted, wonder if it even matters. This is the most remarkable part. Alan Shore at UCLA has written extensively on how the right hemisphere of the infant brain, the region specialized for emotion, attachment, and nonverbal communication, encodes implicit memory during the first weeks of life. Implicit memory isn't the kind you can recall, it's the kind that becomes your nervous system's default setting. The way your baby's adult self will walk into a room, trust a partner, recover from grief, or feel safe in their own body is quietly being laid down right now, in gestures they will never consciously remember, but their body will never forget. 9 changes, 1,000,000 connections every second, your voice carved into their hearing, your scent becoming their map of safety, your touch tuning their nervous system, your response setting their stress baseline, your face the first image they were built to see, your heartbeat regulating theirs, your microbiome seeding theirs, your presence becoming the memory their body will carry forever. In the first 28 days, your baby is not learning about the world. They are learning whether the world is safe. Underneath all thought, all memory, all language, they are deciding whether they can exhale. And you, the sleep-deprived, overwhelmed, uncertain mother holding them at 3 a.m., are not surviving the newborn stage. You are the world they are learning. Every tired moment you thought was nothing is the something that will shape them most. In our next video, we show you one thing your baby does every day that most mothers misread completely and what it actually means about their brain. It's already saved to the channel. If something in this video moved you, stay with us. Subscribe to Better Mommy. We make videos for mothers who want to understand what's really happening beneath the surface of those small, quiet moments. Next time, we're looking at something you've probably watched your baby do 100 times without realizing it's one of the clearest signs their brain is developing beautifully. You think they're looking around the room. They're doing something entirely else.